my first month through MBBS. So I went through this clip while scripting this video because I just felt nostalgic, and man, it just felt like pata hi nahi chala, it's been 2 years. I just feel like yesterday I entered MBBS. Okay, anyway, so currently I'm done with my second year. Here I am to give you a gist of all those things that I've learned from these 2 years through MBBS. Okay, so apart from how to write crap in those answer sheets and how not to feel bad when your Viva doesn't go exactly how you wanted it to, this video is going to be about the real emotion of being an MBBS student. First things first, I learned this the hard way, but I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Imagine that you're living in a room and you've spent your entire lifetime in this room. Now one day you suddenly grow up and your parents tell you that you have to get out of this room and go to a different room. You have no idea, but you see that most of your friends are opting to go to 3 major rooms. Let's name these rooms. One is called medicine, the other is called engineering, and the third one is maybe, let's say, law. And since you can't decide where to go, you begin your journey towards one of these rooms, seeing your friends do the same. Now midway in this journey, you realize that instead of 3, there were thousands of rooms available where you could have gone. But due to peer pressure or parents' pressure or maybe your own laziness, you didn't bother to explore. And now this way is taking you to a room which might be beautiful but very difficult to reach, and the probability of you liking this room is very less. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain to you 15, 16, 17 or maybe 18-year-olds is that there are not 3, not 5, not 100 but thousands of career options available in this generation, which you might love from the bottom of your heart. But if you do not explore, you will end up regretting. And now why am I saying this? You will not believe, but this one day in our class, one of our professors asked us casually that why are you even doing medicine? What makes you pursue this course? And 80% of the students in our class replied that our parents insisted us to do it. And the rest 10% replied that they had thought of 2 options, and because they didn't want to do maths, they dropped engineering and they came into medicine. It breaks my heart to see people doing such difficult professional courses like MBBS just for the sake of doing it. Please do not do this mistake. Dropping for a year and exploring all the options available is much better than spending the rest of your life doing something that you do not like at all. Lesson number 2 is love, care, gratitude, and empathy. Again, these are very huge words. Let me break them down. When students enter MBBS, the first 15 days of your course is the foundation course, where you all are taught things like empathy, sympathy, compassion, and all of that. And honestly, it doesn't make a lot of sense at that point of time. The only time it starts making sense is when you start going to your clinics and your postings. I recently had my community medicine postings where we were posted at the primary healthcare centers. We had to go to families, we had to go to the Anganwadi, ask them about any existing healthcare problems and counsel them. So here's a little story. I met a family of 5 people, husband, wife and 3 children. They were living in an extremely small room. Imagine this space that's behind me. This much was their room, this much was their whole house that they were living in. The husband had recently had a massive surgery which was life-threatening. The children had to drop out of school, but somehow they were still happy. They were finding hope in their lives. And this one day when I got the opportunity to actually talk to them, to ask them, and the way the wife's eyes shone when I started talking to her, that day it hit me that, boss, a doctor's job does not start from diagnosing and end at prescribing. There is a lot of things that goes in between that we often miss. A doctor's job is to understand the patient, is to connect with the patient, and most importantly, to gain their trust. Number 3, marks and practical skills are 2 different entities. We often assume that the person who scores good or the one who tops the class is going to be the best doctor. But trust me, this is not always true. Communicating, interacting, and handling people are some of the skills that play a very big role in a course like MBBS. And trust me, these are much more important factors than your theoretical knowledge. Now I remember this one incident faintly. I was a 4 or 5-year-old kid, and my dad, he's a physician, so I used to go with my parents to the hospital almost every Sunday because I used to get bored at home. I was the only child. So like I used to go there and I used to sit quietly in my dad's chamber looking at patients, observing what all is happening. And this one day a patient came and he was very troubled and he said that I have consulted a lot of doctors, nothing is really working and blah blah blah. He came and sat. My dad did nothing but started talking to him, started asking him about his family, his friends, about his personal life, how are things going, and he started connecting with him. And you know what, at the end of the conversation, my dad has still not prescribed the medicine. He said, धन्यवाद डॉक्टर साहब, अब ऐसे लग रहा है कि मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा. And you know, this one sentence for me, this is much more than the happiness of getting any marks or any gold medal in med school. Satisfying your patient, making them happy at the end of the consultation is the one thing that every doctor chases. And trust me man, if you're able to do that, if you're able to communicate, connect and interact with anyone in the world, you can be a good doctor. And this is not just a skill for MBBS students, this is a life skill. You need to know how to communicate and interact with people and gain their trust. And now last but not at all the least is that learning never stops. I know in the context of medicine, obviously learning never stops. There are things that come up every other month, every other year, new medicines, new treatments, new diseases, but this is again a life lesson. I have seen a lot of college students, once they enter college, they completely forget the meaning of extracurriculars, they completely forget the meaning of learning skills. What they do is just mug up their syllabus and vomit it out in their exams. No dude, no, this is not how life works. Even if you're doing MBBS, I know that side skills would not help you in your profession per se, but it makes you become a holistic human being. It makes you more employable, helps you to build networks, it helps you know people, and that, my friend, will help you becoming a good doctor. For example, me, something like a YouTube channel or graphic designing like the graphics that I added in this video are not going to help me professionally. But today, this course of graphic designing that I took 3 months back very randomly just out of interest is helping me build a more meaningful video for you. And this branding of the YouTube channel is helping me reach more and more people, build up a brand for my own self. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should come up on YouTube and open their channels. I mean, it's completely your choice. But you should definitely not forget your passions, your hobbies, things that you always wanted to do. But because it's not like if you're doing a professional course like law or medicine or engineering, whatever, this quote, that time nahi milta, is legit the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. Because I'll tell you, hundreds of students today who are building businesses, doing side hustles and doing a lot more things alongside these courses. A lot of people who inspire me, a lot of people I've seen on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere on the internet. So please start respecting your time. This is, I guess, the 5th learning from this video. That's it from my side. That's all the gyan that I have got in these 2 years of MBBS. Now I wonder, after 2 years, when I'll be almost done with my degree, just will be left with my internship, how much will I be grown? Trust me, after watching that clip that was there at the start of the video, I just felt that I have come a long way, and I want you to feel the same. 1 year later or 2 years later, when you look back at yourself, you should feel that, yes, I have come a long way. So yes, I hope this video helped you. I hope my learnings help you too. And if they did, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel.